Hey guys, we are live. Let's see who we got on here already. Get some adjust my screen a little bit here. We got about 4 more weeks left before I turn the channel over. I'm going to be turning the channel over to Rich, who used to be on the channel. He's going to be running it as the Asian Info channel. Just FYI. So you're going to see the name change probably in about four or 5 weeks. Probably more like about 5 or 6 weeks because it takes like a week or two to do the changeover or whatever, according to what we've read and everything. And it's a little bit difficult to explain the whole thing. What happens is the channel will be basically his. Now people are asking me, Steve, are you all done with YouTube? Are you all, you're gonna stop doing YouTube? Um, yes, I'm gonna stop doing YouTube. I might do a few things with Rich here and there to help him along, if I can, if it if the format allows me to do that. We're gonna try to set it up so that we can. But it won't be a lot of stuff that I will be putting on there. How you doing, Michael Johnson? So that's gonna be the change in about 4 weeks. He is gonna have all my content still on there. Hopefully that transfers over okay. We got Michael L. How you doing, Mike? We're just talking about the it's gonna be going to Rich, Michael. So Rich will have the channel. Um, he's gonna be doing a lot of different things. It'll probably be kind of cool because he's gonna be doing a little bit of Thailand also. We got Sinful's on board. How you doing, Sinful? So we got the two moderators on here already. We got 18 people already on board and 3 thumbs up. Thank you guys. So yeah, we're talking about the changeover that we're going to have here pretty soon. Let's see. Michael L says, Rich as Sinfuls or the guy in Thailand? The guy in Thailand. He's going to be doing it. So and a lot of people are asking me, Steve, you're gonna be doing the live streams. We don't know yet. We don't even know if we can do that. If I can do it, I will probably be still doing live streams just for fun. You know what I mean? Because it is kind of fun. I do enjoy Saturday nights spending time with you guys and just chatting or whatever. Keith T says, Vlogger life, thumbs up. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So that's why I've been slowing down a little bit on the channel. I have a lot of stuff to put out. One of them is about the STEP program for you guys out there. The STEP program is something that the embassy does. They've had it out there for a long, long time, but there's a new STEP program. The STEP program that they have now is not the old one. They want people that were in the old one to go onto the embassy site and submit all your information and everything. And that's to help them get in touch with you. God forbid there's an emergency or something like that. So it is kind of good. We got Kevin Hofford on here. How you doing, Kevin? And Keith T. So let's get some questions going tonight, guys. We can talk about just about anything tonight. I'm game for anything except for politics. So if you guys want to talk about anything, well, I'm pretty much game. Um, Mike D says, "Are you moving to Thailand?" No, I'm not moving to Thailand. I'm staying here in the Philippines. Actually, this is what I've been thinking about doing at some point. Probably like maybe in another year or two, I will probably reform another channel, but it'll be a totally different format than you know um, the Philippine Info channel. It'll be just basically talking about anything. I think it'd be kind of a fun channel because we can talk about just about anything. I think when you rope yourself into a Philippine channel, you pretty much rope yourself into just talking about the Philippines. And if you don't talk just about the Philippines, um, then people just don't come and watch you. And I want to kind of open it up to the rest of the world out there. So it'll be a little bit different. Sinful says, so I had 4 MC drivers from my groups pass away this week. That's pretty bad. What happened, Sinfuls? Um, did they have motorcycle accidents or something? What happened? That's kind of crazy to have 4 pass away in a week. Terry Roberts says, you looking well, lost a lot of weight. I wish I did, I wish I lost a lot of weight. Um, and that is actually my plan is I want to start getting healthy. Um, let's see, music. Michael Johnson says, music to motion. I'm 2 weeks away from being here a year and recently heard I can't renew my tourist visa online at the 1 year mark and need to go in person now. Yeah, you can't do it online. You have to do it in person. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that also. Keith T vlogger. So are you not doing any more Philippine info channel? Having exhausted the content? It's not having exhausted the content. I mean, I could still do content. There's always content out there. I'm finding it harder to do content. And I'm watching some of the other vloggers, and it's like after a while, granted, you're going to get new people, okay, and that's part of it. Um, it just gets kind of monotonous after a while. I love doing what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, you know. Let's see. Sinful says one accident took three at once, and another one had an accident. That's terrible. Goes to show you how dangerous motorcycles are in the Philippines. John living in the Philippines, tuning in from Quezon City. Sick grandpa, play the harmonica. Um, Keith T, vlogger. Yes, I understand. Michael Johnson, music to motion. Sorry to hear about the loss of your friend. Sinfuls. Least they were doing what they love. That's true. Lazy Larry Lee. Hello, Steven Sinfuls. Um, yeah, so we're gonna be ending that, and probably I'm gonna take a break, and we're gonna be doing some other stuff during that time. I'm gonna be working. I'll show you what I'll be working with mostly. What I like to do best is some of my harmonicas, and I got like another 200 in the other room. Well, actually more than that now. Um, but I've got guitar. I want to kind of kick back and relax now, and it's something I've been waiting to do for a while. Um, Sick grandpa, the closet apartment looks similar. Let's just say goodbye to him already. So he cannot add anything to this channel. He obviously is just in here to start trouble. So we know that already. So um, that's my plan. Yeah, we just deleted sick grandpa. We'll get him off here already. That's not going to start the night off right. That's the guy who attacks everybody. So for you guys that don't know who he is, that's why we took him off. Um, so if you guys want to ask some questions or talk about some other subject or something, I'm game to talk about anything. But anyway, we will be on for another 4 weeks approximately, maybe 5 or 6. We're not sure how the 2 weeks in between. We know there's like a period where it takes like a week or two to get the changeover done. And I'm not sure if I can do anything during that time. But Rich will own the channel. I'm giving the channel to Rich. So Rich will have the channel. Um, Simple says he'll be there Monday for lunch. Good. If you guys don't know, we have a luncheon at Texas Roadhouse this Monday at Evia Mall at about 1:30. I'll say, but be there by 1 if you can. Um, it should be a really good dinner. Let's see. JT, does SNR have good meat? Yes. Do they have a lot of Costco type stuff? Yes, they do. They have like a lot of bulk items and everything, vitamins and things like that. SNR is really, really good, I think. I love their steaks. I love their fish. You can get cod, haddock. You can even get lobster there sometimes. Actually, most of the time, it's frozen Maine lobster. Um, John says music to motion. I got good meat from SNR, so I confirm that. Yeah, I've got some really, really good steaks from there. I just went to Prime Steakhouse tonight with my neighbor and my friend Eugene up here, and we had a really good time at a all-you-can-eat steakhouse. And I ate let's see, no, 2 steaks, so I did pretty good. Tom's Away says SNR pizza. I'm not a big fan of SNR pizza unless I cook it really crispy in my toaster oven. You get it from them, it's all sloppy and greasy. If you throw it in your toaster oven, it's delicious. You can make it nice and crispy. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Good day, Steve. I'll be back in Manila in February. I would very much like to meet you in person. Is that in the cards? Um, you can contact me at steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay. It is possible if you come down here. I don't travel out of my way to meet people anymore because I have too many people wanting to meet. I have a lot of people that always want to meet me up in Manila. Um, that's not in the cards. If I tell people if they want to meet me, they can come down here, and I'll be glad to meet you. If you want to meet for a few hours or something like that, that's fine. Let's see. John living in the Philippines. I buy all my meat at SNR, and Sinful's also put up the Stephen5975 at yahoo.com. Foreign and telling the truth, Philippines. I'll do that. Yeah, I will travel. I will travel. My budget is okay. I've been getting a lot of budget talk this week, which is kind of interesting about can you live off this amount still? Can you live off that amount still? Those times are changing, guys. The times of living cheap in the Philippines. Anytime you go to a supermarket, you'll realize that. Now, I mean, I went to Costco one time. We spent about $600, and we didn't even have a carriage full of food. It was about $600 or something like that. I think. And another time it was like 400 or something like that. We didn't even have a real cartload of food. We bought a lot of stuff, but and it goes fast. You think, oh man, this will last me 3 months, and 2 weeks later, you're saying, wow, it's all gone. It just dis- disappears fast. You have people over, you have company over. Filipinos like to have their family over, or whatever, and it goes fast. And that's just part of living in the Philippines. I think is that you have to expect a lot of company here. And I like having people over my house a lot. They come over and we sit and we chat and talk and talk about what happened that day or that week or whatever. And a lot of times I have people stopping by the house during the day here. You know, a foreigner telling the truth, I will do that. Yeah, I will travel. My budget is okay. Mike D says the times are changing. The value of the dollar is decreasing because we have very stupid people who do not understand policy, and sadly, that is driving up the prices everywhere in the world. That's true. Tom's away. Airbnb rates have gone up too. Yes, that's another thing I noticed too. Foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. So true. It used to be a minimum was one K, but now I think it needs to be higher to have any kind of decent life. Mike D says that's in his opinion. um, let me just say this here, that these people that they're posting, that a lot of expats are posting saying you can live on 500, 600, and 800, and they talk to these people that are living on that. That doesn't mean that they don't get more than that. Most of them actually do. A lot of them are getting like probably like 3 or 4 grand a month or whatever, but their house is paid off. They're living alone, or they're living with a girlfriend out in the province. She grows a lot of stuff that they have. They're eating their own chickens, that type of deal. It's very few people are going to find that same situation. And would you want to live in that situation? Michael else's peso is losing strength again. It is at 56.72 in the U.S. dollar. That's not that bad. It was at what, 59 or something like that. I think it was there for a short time. And that's a good place for it to be. 56, 57, 58. I'm happy in that position. I mean, it's a good position to be in. JT, when you go to SNR, can you buy a membership and shop the same day? Yes. It's a 1.5-hour drive for us. Thus they ask. Yes, you can shop the same day. Simples Michael L, which is good because it's ATM withdrawal time. LOL. Yeah, at the end of the month and the beginning of the month, a lot of guys get paid, and actually, some people their bank accounts pay them like 2 to 3 days before they're usually paid. As soon as they see that something is going to be deposited into your account, they'll usually make that available at some banks. Some credit unions do that. They'll put it in there 2 to 3 days before the actual date. And I'm lucky enough that my municipal pension, it goes in there like early. So I get it. Mine's already in there. Kind of nice. Jeeves Winston, hey Steve, met with the retirement people. Have 22 months to go. Downsizing, selling, getting deferred maintenance on this house. Trying to bank cash. Any advice at this stage? I did a video about coming over here, Jeeves, and I did it with Justin. You can check out the video with me and Justin on there, and it's a pretty decent video. It's all about how to get organized, and it's a checklist basically. I don't remember what I had on there, to be honest, because it's been so long since I posted that. But if you go on there, I remember it was a good video, and we did get a lot of people watching it, so you may want to check that out. Michael L says you can also save money on food by shopping at Palenque instead of a supermarket. I can eat chicken and fish and rice just fine. Probably healthier for me as well. James Winston checklist with Justin. Okay, it shows me and Justin in the thumbnail. Okay, and it's a ways back. I think it might even be almost a year now, 9 months to a year, something like that. It was quite a while ago. JT, long term peso forecast 55 to 58 over the next year. Jeeves says, Justin got it. Okay, yeah, you got it now. Kevin Hoffert, I like the video with Justin. I am coming in November. Mike D, is Justin in Thailand now? No, Justin's here. He's in the neighborhood here. We actually have four more people coming to the neighborhood, I believe. One we're not sure about, but three we are. Three new guys are moving in. So we got three new guys moving in. And that was another thing I wanted to kind of focus more on the what my group that I have here, doing the dinners. We'll still do the dinners that we do. It'll just more or less be the people that are in the group now, and whenever it dies out, it dies out. I'm okay with that, you know. I want to spend more of my time being retired and with my girlfriend. So, Tommy was is Montezuma's revenge a given for the first time arrival? Kinda. For many, it is. It could be from it could be. It's most likely going to be from food. Okay, more so than water. Montezuma's revenge is usually water, but you're going to get food poisoning. Simple as Tommy Walker, drink bottled water, filtered water, and you'll be fine. Uh, let's see. Simples also says, also if unsure when you're eating, don't get ice for like soda. Simple says, I've been coming for 21 years and never suffered. Michael Loperamide is a friend wherever you travel. I make my ice, and I have ice in my soda right here. Um, I make my ice from water, the bottled water. You know. Let's see. Yeah, get some loperamide. Carry that with you, guys, if you're new. Kevin Hoffer, why is the Philippines wage so low from large Philippine companies? It's I'm not sure. It's just the way it is here. It's part of living. It's surprising that people can even live on that. It's not even an hourly wage back in the United States, and over here it's a day's wage. It's really kind of sad and sickening. A foreigner telling truth in the Philippines, FYI, DSWD has given me accreditation for being involved in the Cebu aiding typhoon high-end victims building solid brick block dwellings. I wish more expats would get forward. Let me see here. Shut this off. Yes, I mean ice from unknown sources. Steve Babcock, yes, that too. Jeeves Winston, get what? Get that medicine, the one that we mentioned up above. That's for like diarrhea and stuff. So, and you will get it. Okay. You can get ammonium, stuff like that. Anything that's going to settle your stomach and settle down your rear end. A foreigner telling truth in the Philippines. Plus, how hard is it to say "Kumustara salama"? It's not hard. Um, I don't speak much any Filipino. You know, any of the other languages besides Tagalog or Tagalog. I speak English here almost all the time. I don't. I That's just the way people are around me. They always speak English. A foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Expats, a few words in either the local or national language goes a long way. Try it. Yeah, I mean, if you that's what you want to do, if you have fun with their language. But I find most Filipinos here that I'm with speak English almost all the time, unless they're speaking amongst each other or something like that. They speak English all the time, even when I'm around. You know, foreign telling truth in Philippines expats. Let's see what's the one we just covered. Okay, let's get some more chat up here, guys. We got 51 people in here. 20 thumb, 23 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And we're gonna probably be on here for about an hour and a half total tonight. So if we can keep this going and everything goes good. So let's get some more chat up there, questions, guys, and stuff like that. But to get back into what we were talking about changing the channel um, over to Rich. So Rich will be doing an Asian info channel, which should be really interesting because he's going to cover other countries, probably like Vietnam, because he likes to travel. He's going to cover his country, obviously, and he's going to be able to compare it with, you know, with the Philippines and still talk about stuff like that. Let's see. Michael L says, knowing Tagalog is great for knowing if you're spreading chismes about oneself. If they are spreading chismes about oneself. Foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Steve, Co. C. Jeff, Australia. I don't understand what you're saying, man. I don't have any inkling to speak that language. You know, it's just not my thing. A lot of people they like learning languages. I had to try to learn Spanish when I was living in my own hometown, and it was kind of sad, really, that I had to learn the Spanish language to speak in my own hometown back home. Um, I lived in an 85% Hispanic town, and there was always an influx of people. And even today, there's new people. I originally came from Billerica, Massachusetts, but lived in Lawrence for a good 20 years or something like that, and it became a part of me. I actually love Lawrence a lot. I love the people there too. Um, I just didn't like the crime and the stuff that was going on, and also the corruption that was going on in the city, in the school department. Michael L. Jeff, AKO C. Michael Gustav. Okay, here we go. Sinful's crypto and PI from me. Most of my friends are Filipino with my MC groups. A foreign telling the truth in the Philippines. You should, Steve. If you're back home, you want to hear English. So in the PI, is it so bad to want to hear their language? Um, Remember, the Philippines used to be part of the United States at one time, and it was also part of Spain. So it's the Philippines is a little bit different than most countries, and it's one of the reasons why they speak English, and it's one of the reasons why I think the Philippines could be way more successful than what they are on the world stage. I mean that, and it does help them go get jobs outside the country. Tommy Walker, go Bruins. Foreigner telling the truth in the Philippines. Siggy Mike, no problem. I don't. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get it back to English, guys. John, you learn the name of or word for everything you can see. Just ask the word for something and then start forming sentences later. Foreign telling the truth. Let's see. Okay. So who else we got on here tonight? Let's get some other people on here too talking. Mike D, do you think the U.S. will be more involved in the Philippines in the coming years? Are you concerned about China? Definitely, definitely. The fact that they got those missiles over here right now, and China's a little bit pissed off about that, should tell you something. Let's see, JJ. Good morning from Bogota, Colombia. How you doing, JJ? I think we got a lot of stuff that's going to be taking place after the election. Jonathan Jones. Good morning, Steve, from Conyers, Georgia. Either we'll have 4 years of peace, or we will have 4 years of hell. And I think it depends on whether we're going to be going, Republican, and we get Trump in there. I think Trump will quiet everything down and tamper everything. He's already talking to Ukraine about, having some sort of peace, and I believe he honestly wants that, and I think that's huge. Let's see. Michael L says China had a bit of an issue with one of their atomic powered submarines. That was the one I talked about, Michael. I talked about that sinking a long time ago. Somebody actually put a comment on that old video that I did, and I guess it sank right next to the dock. And I had put out something about that sinking because there was word out in the streets among the submarine community that a submarine had gone down in China, and I believe it went down right next to the dock. I could be wrong on that. I didn't read anything, but somebody wrote something, and they wrote that it went down next to the dock. So that's pretty huge, especially a nuclear submarine. Let's see. Sinful says he lived in Cartersville some years ago. Big time adventures. And is SRV overrated for the price when you easily get monthly extensions of immigration cheaply? If you're ex-military, the best deal is to go get the SRV because you're only paying $10 every year. Granted, you got to put up $1,500, but if you're staying here for all those years, you're going to save some money fairly quickly. And when you leave, you'll get your $1,500 back, but you lose your $1,400 application fee. Turbo Chris, good morning, Steve, from Southern California. Lots of good info. Thank you, man. Michael L says Trump wants to force Ukraine to surrender. That is wrong to give in to Russian imperialism. I don't think he wants them to surrender. I think he wants like some sort of give and take, and I think at this point here, the Ukraine has everything to lose, everything. Because if Russia takes over, it's gone. It won't ceases to exist. So, I mean, do I think Ukraine should have to give up some land? No, I don't, to be honest with you. But I mean, if you're looking at it from a viewpoint of how do we get there? I mean, I think there has to be some give and take. Tommy Walker, the Philippines is unique, a blend of Asian, Spanish, American, and Filipino cultures. True. Well, they even have some Portuguese culture too. So a lot of people don't know that, but there is some Portuguese culture in here too. JT confirmed it went down in dry dock. Was in the news yesterday. That's pretty cool that it did go down in dry dock. But what's even cooler that the news actually leaked out on the day it went down. So Sinfuls hate to mention politics, but the IDF have eliminated Nasrallah. Let's see. The other thing is, I think that if not to talk too much politics, but you want to touch on that for 1 second, and I'm just going to say this: is if the other side gets in there, I think we can start worrying about um, more more military expeditions going off. So it's just something I think is going to happen. Um, let's see. Michael L says, "Glory to Israel and Ukraine and Taiwan." Let's hope they can all stay together as they stand. That's my hope for all three of them. Big time adventure. Have you heard of U.S. Navy submarines in Philippines waters? Yes, yes, they're here. They've had some pop up out of the water right next to Chinese ships and stuff like that. It happens all the time. It's just something that we do, and they do the same thing to us, and the Russians do it to us, and we do it to them. And it's just like a show of force, like, haha, look at us. We're right here, right next to you. You probably didn't even notice. And actually, with the U.S. Navy, most of the times we do know. We do know where they are, and a lot of people think that oh, that Russia just surprised us. They popped up next to an aircraft carrier, U.S. aircraft carrier. No, it's we know that they're there. Um, Sinful says yes, he is gone. Have you heard? We had a submarine pull in, I think, up in I believe it was Subic or something a few years back. I remember hearing something. John Babcock says, "Cool, Hezbollah confirmed themselves." Bob Steele, Steve, you helped me a lot with my SRV when I was still in the US. Actually talked on the phone for about an hour. Been in the Philippines for a couple of years now, sent to Luzon. Thanks for all your help. No problem, man. Kevin Hofert, USA should have kept Subic Bay. We couldn't keep it if we wanted to. It was under an agreement, and they can back off that whenever they want. But I do think we are headed back into that direction with a lot of the bases. I think it'll be shared bases. They won't be U.S. bases, but the fact that there'll be shared bases is huge. Michael, back in the Philippines, do you remember where statistics of 16% of the population of the Philippines having Hep B is from? I read that online. You can still probably find it online, but it was like 16.7% have hepatitis. You know, I'm not sure if it was Hep B or if it was just hepatitis in general. Um, I believe that's lower now, Michael. It did lower itself because I did do a follow up on that maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. I looked it up again. I didn't do a story on it though. I don't think. Sinfuls, Kevin Hoffert, the Philippines canceled the lease. Tommy Walker, the Russian Ukraine conflict is a millennia old family feud. That Russian Ukraine conflict, I mean, they starved the Ukrainians and killed a lot of them. Russia did their children and everything. They took all the food for Russia and let the Ukrainians starve. And if they got caught hiding any food for themselves, they would kill them. And afterwards, some of the Ukrainians would go back out to the fields and find any of the old stuff that was still out in the fields and stuff like that. And if they get caught doing that, they were murdered. So the Russians are not friendly people, the Russian government anyway. Um, Russian people actually are kind of sick and tired of this stuff, I think. Sinful says in the Philippines, around one in 10 people have chronic hepatitis B, and 6 in 1,000 have chronic hepatitis C. Yeah, so that makes sense about the 16%, um, Michael, that you were asking about. I knew it wasn't just hepatitis B; it was hepatitis in general. JT, VA has a list of travel vaccines to get for the Philippines. Big time adventures. Most adults our age has already got the hepatitis shot. You might have to get a follow up. Big time adventures. Do you think Navy Federal will come back to the Philippines and open a new branch with all of the new shared bases opening up? It's a possibility, um, depending on how many more bases open up and how much more military people get sent here. John Babcock, there are a huge number of population with hepatitis in the Philippines. Try not to share drinks with people. You don't have to really worry about if you had hepatitis shots before. Jeeves Winston was looking for the clip with Justin and got hooked on Stag or Drag. I had watched that already. De- definitely defiant. It looks like defiantly going Stag. LOL. Okay. Um, yeah, that was a good video actually. And that's one of the reasons why I think I want to step back. I don't want to get stagnant. And if I do come back, I want to cover stuff here, but cover other stuff. I don't want to be just strictly known as a Philippine channel, and that's part of it. If I change the name of the channel, most of my subscribers, I don't think it would be fair to them to start another channel like that. And I do want to take some time off, and I don't know if I want to come back yet. I haven't really decided. Will I still be coming back in limited in a limited way? Probably. If we can try to set up the channel that way that I can go on there and kind of cover things on nights that he doesn't cover, I'd be glad to do one or two things a week or something like that. But it's not going to be like now, But I have slowed down, as you guys have noticed. Big time adventures is car, motor, renter, and house insurance easy to get in the Philippines? Yes. Michael Onstad sells almost, I think, just about all that stuff. So if you guys need to talk to him, it's ONSTAD. Michael Onstad, and he's on Messenger. Um, what else was I gonna say here? But for you guys, like, looking for insurance, make sure you guys contact Michael Onstad. He's our insurance guy. Also, I want to mention this, that the embassy is telling me to have everybody sign up for the STEP program. They have a new STEP program now, and they want everybody signing up for it so you can get new information. And they want even the people that signed up for the old STEP to re-sign up on the new STEP program. Crypto and PI says, anyone use Starlink for internet? Yes, there are people. Not many, but there's a few. You can they're readily available here. Raider Reborn, I see that Mike guy had his channel taken down. I didn't notice that. I was watching him the other day. Um, when I saw him, he was still on there. That wasn't too long ago. It was like a couple days ago, yesterday or the day before. Was it today that I was taken down, Raider Reborn? Michael O'Malley, thanks for all your hard work managing the channel. I look for information on living in the Philippines. Thanks for everything. No problem, man. Sinful says, I did the STEP program. I've always been in STEP. Make sure you sign on the new one, though, Sinfuls. The new one's different. It's Christopher Graff from the embassy, because I work as an embassy liaison, and he told me to make sure everybody does it. I'm going to do a video on it probably tomorrow. Jeeves Winston, what would your new channel focus on? I mean, the content you have in your library covers a lot. I rewatch a few here and there. They are gold. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I think I would open up more um, on what's going on in the world and stuff like that. Um, and we do cover that even a little bit in my channel in a passive way. But I think I would open it up more. The only thing I would not talk about is Philippine politics because it's illegal for expats here to talk about that. You can touch on it a little bit, but I would not be talking about it a lot. Michael Johnson says Mike's channel is taken down. That's not good. Mike was actually a good guy. Raider Reborn, the British guy with bad Keith was celebrating Mike's cancellation. LOL. Um, I mean, some people like Mike and some people don't. I happen to had something happen one time, and he actually helped me with it, and he didn't have to. He coulda did something, and I think, he did something good for me, and I was thankful for it. So I can't say anything bad about Mike, and I will not say anything bad about Mike. Um, John Babcock, after 13 years of following hundreds of expat channels, along with OFW and local people doing travel places, it's difficult to find new things to keep me interested. See, that's the problem. That's the problem, John. Is coming up with new stuff, because a lot of people get ticked off when you talk about certain subjects and they say, Stay in your own lane, Steve." Well, if I have a channel that I can go into any lane that I feel like, and I do feel like the Philippine Info channel kind of puts you in one lane, and you have to stay in that lane or people get ticked off. And I have some people that think that I'm supposed to be out there doing these walk and talk videos, that I used to do. I used to do them in the park. And I enjoyed doing those, but in the morning I can't get out that early because of my back is really in pain during that time now. So I had to change that up and do it from my house now. I still do get out and walk in the afternoon, but I can't walk in the morning sometimes. It's very difficult to walk. Um, and that's partially because of the sciatica. Susan Phillips says, thumbs up. John Babcock, after 13 years of following hundreds. Let's see, we already read that one. Cecil Wampler, he continued with a new channel now, the Philippine reaction channel or something like that. Okay, they might let him back on. Who knows? You know, I know that he covers a lot of controversial stuff, and some people don't like that. And I noticed that he was starting to attack other people. There's a lot of attack channels out there, and you know, they don't do that well. And his channel, I don't think it was really about attacking channels so much as it was attacking their content. You know, let's see. Kevin Hoffer says the new Philippines YouTubers. I rate everyone. I notice your apartment is packed with stuff. Are you a collector type of guy? I wouldn't say it's packed with stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I like having around me, and I have take comfort. I have a bit mess behind me because my bed's not made or anything. I was taking a nap earlier, and the top of the cabinet up there. You're looking at all the junk up there because I have to put that back in the cabinet. Usually, my house is well put away. Today we went out for the day and we ran over to Pala Pala and had a steak dinner. So, um, but I do collect guitars and I collect harmonicas. I've got over 200 harmonicas in this house. I was actually watching Ozzy Osbourne when he was traveling the United States, and he stopped by this guy's house, and the guy showed him his 6,500 harmonicas that he had. Um, let's see, Michael Ellis says, Steve, we appreciate everything you've taught us about the Philippines. We shall miss you and wish you all the best. Well, watch for me in the future because maybe I will do something, but I won't be doing it every day probably. And if I do it every day, it'll be blurbs about my thoughts on something. And I was thinking about doing something like that where I could talk about the events of the day and from a Philippine viewpoint. That might be kind of cool. Um, talk about what's going on out there with the expats and stuff like that too. Goings on with the Philippine news and stuff too. Ricky T says, hello from Texas. I've always enjoyed your talks. Hope to see you soon. Big Time Adventures. How do you like VA in Manila? I like them. For non-service connected disabilities, can you do telehealth? No. To a VA provider in the States, I don't believe you can. Maybe you can. You can ask. I think if you're living here in the Philippines, though, I don't think that they will allow that once they find out that you're living here. So be careful, guys. If you're gonna pull that, try to pull that stunt where you're living in the Philippines but you're using back there. It's not a good move because if they find out, they can do something. Because some guys have been threatened already. So be careful about that because I don't know what they can and can't do, but the doctors are telling people if you do that, they might take away your benefits. I don't think that's possible, but it could be. I mean, that they're threatening it. John Babcock, you can retire and keep the followers updated on what you are doing. Nothing wrong with getting a more personal view of your travels and things you are doing. Um, I don't know if you guys would be interested in what I do, and I don't know if I want to have people knowing what I do. I mean, I like having my own personal life too, and I like doing things with my girlfriend, and that's what I'm gonna be more focused on. We're planning on doing something on another island, and see what happens with that. And I'm not going to get too much into it on here, but um, some things are going to be changing. I have to start focusing on my health a little bit too, and that's another thing that I really, really need to do is start focusing on probably losing about 40 pounds. So, Radar Reborn. The last time I heard someone play the harmonica was the group Blues Traveler. There's a group called um, the Waifs, Waifs. Okay, and if you like harmonica, man, there's a song called "Crazy Train." Okay, um, and they're really, really, really good. So it looks like Sick Grandpa is trying to, you know, talk on here again. Guy never learns. Big time adventures. Can you include some harmonica picks, history and playing? I love harmonicas. Man. I'll show them again. I know I just showed them earlier, but I'll show you right here. These are nice harmonicas. These are East Top. They call them 8Ks. Um, they're kind of fun to play. I'm not going to play one here, but I mean, and it doesn't really come across well on on YouTube and stuff like that. I've watched people play harmonica on YouTube. It comes across okay if you have a good microphone, but your regular stock microphone that's on your Mac or whatever is just not good to use to play harmonica on. I have a ton of old harmonicas, and I'm in love with like one of my harmonicas. It's a beautiful harmonica put out by this guy that used to work for Hohner. Um, his name was Huang, Huang, and he did this harmonica called the Star Performer. And I bought a whole set of those. I cleaned them and got them ready for use, and they're really, really good playing, nice harmonicas. They're fun to play and very enjoyable to use, and they bend really well. So, like, if you like the blues, you'd love this type of harmonica. But I mean, I have all kinds of harmonicas. I have the Honer Rockets. I have the Thunderbirds. I have crossovers. Every just about everything. I have Sadells. I got this one here. This is a Sadell. Okay, and it's a Sadell 6. Most people don't know this. Even though there's 10 holes in a harmonica, here's another one. It's called Baby Fat. That's a nice one too. Um, that's the Baby Fat is actually really, really good. It's a fun harmonica to play, and so is in the Sadell. They call it the Big Six, and it comes in a can. You have to peel open the can to open it up to get the harmonica out of there, along with the neck holder. It's kind of a cool thing to do. Let's see. Music emotion. Do you connect with my harmonica friend in the U.S. that I previously talked about, Jim Anderson? I believe I did talk to that guy, Michael. I've talked to him a few times. I think there's a few people I've spoke with, so it was probably him. Calbo, telehealth depends on your doctor stateside. I have set up several appointments for my Filipino mother-in-law to telehealth with her old U.S. family doctor. Ask your doctor; some will allow it. Jeff A, referencing your health. You used to walk in the park daily. Have you stopped that? I have been on a daily walking route. Good daily. I've been on a good routine walking each morning until I hurt my knee. I did wonders. I need to restart that. Actually, I go walk in with my friend Eugene. Me and Eugene, we go walking inside the mall. And it's actually kind of nice because you're not sweating your guts out, and it's just more enjoyable. I used to like the park in the morning. It was fun to walk there, and I would walk back and forth on the lower part because it was cooler there by like about probably like about 5 degrees from the upper part because it was really low and it kind of kept it cool there because of the trees. Um, and that's why I liked it there. And I could talk and I could get my thoughts together down there a lot better. Um, Hopefully someday I can get back in there if I can get my sciatica under control more. My mornings are the roughest where I can't walk at all in the morning when I get up until my medicine kicks in. So that's a huge part of my issue is that, the sciatica is difficult. Anybody that has sciatica knows what I'm talking about. If you take meds, um, they kick in. Once they kick in, usually you're good. Sometimes your sciatica will just kick out. On occasion, it still kicks out, and you'll be out for like anywhere from 10 minutes to the rest of the day. And that's part part of the way I work. I'll jump in a tricycle and I can barely get out sometimes. And I try to stay away from tricycles as much as I can now, but I still use them to go to the mall. And usually the medicine's just about kicking in when I'm going to the mall. So when I get out, sometimes I still have the cramp in my left leg from the sciatic nerve pinching and hurting my leg. So um, Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. I have sciatic and understood the doc really put me on a med. It has helped, but not 100%. Yeah, nothing helps 100%. Let's get some new questions on here, guys, too today. So we can talk more stuff. Also, I want to put this out there, guys, because there'll be a lot of new people watching this, and we still are going to do SRRVs, and you can still contact me at steven5975 at yahoo.com. I will not be going up to Manila anymore after March. Okay, so after March, I will have my driver doing it, and he's going to take care of that. And all you have to do is pay him for his driving. Mary Rose is still going to be doing SRRVs for free. She gets paid by the PRA. She doesn't accept any money from you unless you want to give her a tip or something. That's on you if you want to do that. Let's see, Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. I have said, let's see. Oh, Sinful put up the thing there. I thought somebody put up another thing. But we are still going to be doing SRRVs. I'm still going to be answering phone calls at night. So if you guys need help at night, you have friends that are coming over here or something like that, they need somebody to kind of help them along or something. I will not be personally helping people anymore. I will say that, unless you really really need something and out of desperation you need me. I'll try to help you as much as I can, but I will not guarantee it. Richie Rich is let's make magic. There we go. So I think that's Rich up in Thailand. Rich, is that you up in Thailand? So Rich, let's see, John Babcock. I see some brace thing they have advertised on TV for that pain you have goes on your leg. Yes, I have a lot of different stuff. I have a thing that goes around my waist and you pump it up. That actually helps. Um, it's kind of puts you like in traction. I've been in traction over here at the Korean hospital for a while. They used to charge 250 pesos over there, which is a steal, to go for physical therapy. Um, it is Rich. So, Rich, we were just talking. I don't know if you caught me talking. Rich is on here now, who's going to be taking over the channel. He's under Richie Rich. Um, so he's going to be taking over the channel probably in about a month, and I think it takes like a week or two for it to actually go over to him. So this will be his channel pretty soon, and I wish him the best. Let's see. Richie Rich says, "No, I'm here now." He means he's in Thailand now. Rich is in Thailand. He was living in the Philippines, so he's going to be given a lot of. I think he's going to give a lot of stuff showing a lot of Thailand, and he's really good at photography, and I think he'll be showing some of the beautiful photography that he's really good at. And I think it'll be a really great addition to the channel because the channel, like I said, is going to be going from the Philippine info channel to the Asian info channel. And I will still be contributing to him, and he can put out news that how we help with SRRVs and stuff. So, see, BT says, "Do you know how many people end up bringing their dogs when they come here? Do you know how that process works?" Sinfuls knows how to do that. I do not know how to do it. Sinfuls, he's our moderator tonight. He can help you with that. he can probably put up that information. Um, Richie Rich says it's a big world. Sinful says, by the way, yes, I brought my dog. Richie Rich, not a lot. So, and hopefully people give Rich a fair chance at getting started because it took me a while to get started and to get to know the ropes. And Rich already has an advantage that he's already kind of knows the ropes a little bit from working already with the channel. And I think he's gonna be one step ahead of most people that start out because he's gonna built-in subscribers, you guys, and he's already worked with the channel already, so he kind of knows what to do. Um, let's see, Kevin Hoffer says, how long does it take to get SRRV once submitted? Okay, once you get all your paperwork together, once you get everything apostilled, and once you're ready to go into the office, we can get you taken care of in about 4 to 5 hours in the office, and then it's just a matter of waiting about 3 to 4 weeks on average right now, and that can change. That can be longer. It can be less. Okay, but that's what it takes. Richie Rich is bringing your dog. It's really hard on your dog. Michael Johnson says, music to motion. I will continue to follow when Rich takes over. Thanks for that, Michael. It's appreciated, I'm sure, by Rich. BT Sinfuls, do you have some contact info you are able to share? Sinfuls, yes, it may be hard, but it could have never left, but could have never left my dog. She is older and she did fine. John Babcock says, I see Canadian couple taking their dogs back and forth to the Philippines. They say it's a bit pricey. I'm sure it is. Kevin Hoffer says, Salamat po. Kirk, Steve, thanks for all your work. Now you get to have a life well deserved. So that's part of the reason why I'm handing over to Rich, and I think Rich, that is his life. He likes doing photography. He likes sharing his life a little bit out there, and I think he wants it. He could show a lot of his photography. Rich does beautiful photography that I've seen over in Thailand, and I hope he does some videos of that too because it's his channel, and I think if he put videos of just some of his photos and stuff like that, that'd be nice too. Simple says, at BT, contact me through my channel, same as my name here. Jeeves Winston, whoa, just saw Sinful's house. Sweet, $800 and furnished. Yeah, he's got a beautiful, beautiful house. BT says, will do, thank you. Simple says, Jeeves Winston, yes, LOL, my furniture. Simples, it was furnished, but I asked them to empty the house. Richie Rich, thank you, Poe. So when Rich does this, just have a little patience with him when he first starts out because it's a little difficult getting up and running, but he does kind of know how that works. So I think that will kind of simplify things for him a little bit. I'm sure I'm going to be, working with him daily for the first week or two to get him started. Hopefully, I think he'll be up and running in like 2 days or 3 days, but sometimes it takes a while to learn some of that stuff. Um, and he will have like 1,600 of my videos to help keep him going and to give him instant, um, paychecks, which is really, really good. So hopefully he starts up well with that, and hopefully that helps him a lot. And I wish him the best with that. Wendy Toll, will he still be rich in the Philippines? Um, he'll always be rich in the Philippines to us. But no, it'll be the Asian info channel from what he told me. And he's gonna try to make the logo look the same. So it won't change much. Well, I'm hoping he can actually have the logo identical except for the words changed. Simple. So does the members of this channel automatically transfer with the name change? Yes, they will. Okay, it'll change over. He'll get all that. I believe they allowed the name change too. We're pretty sure about that. I would think that they do. Jeeves Winston. Okay, so we just stay put. Yes, you just stay put. John Babcock, are you selling the channel or subs? No, I'm giving it to him. I could sell the channel. I could actually put it on this place and sell it, and they sell pretty high. But I'd rather help somebody that wants to keep the channel going in some way, shape, or form that's a decent way. And Rich and I agree on a lot of things, and I think Rich will run the channel in a good decent way. Michael O'Malley, thanks again. I may come back to review the historic videos of the Philippines. Richie Rich, harmonica swap. Yeah, yeah, we swapped harmonicas for it. Michael L, we await your content, Rich. Kevin Hofer, is Richie Rich really rich? Um, well, we'll see. Maybe off the channel he'll get rich. Hopefully, you know. So, who else we got on here today? We got 66 people on here. We've got a pretty good crew on here tonight. I'm not sure, Rich, are you going to be doing live streams probably too? Because I think for you over there, it'd be different doing live streams because you could do live streams quite often over there. Be kind of cool. John Babcock, better than closing a channel or being closed like Mike. Yes, definitely. Um, I don't think I think it would be a shame closing down a channel with 33,000 subscribers. Without giving it a chance, giving somebody else a chance to take over and do something with it. And I think it'll be a first amongst most of the expats here to have a channel switch over to not only just from a Philippine channel to an Asian info channel. Um, Rich probably isn't going to be as open as I am to taking phone calls and emails and stuff, but anything to do with the Philippines, I'll still be on that end and be taking some of that. So I'll still take calls at night and be helping Rich in the background. Although you probably won't see much of me on there. You might, maybe, we don't know yet. We're gonna see how that goes. BT says, "Could I ask why are you leaving YouTube?" A lot of people don't realize it takes a lot to run a channel, especially this channel, because it's not your typical channel here. Because we help people daily by going up to Manila and help them get their SRBs for free. We don't charge people a nickel, and anybody that has worked with us will tell you we do not charge. Um, and as far as leaving YouTube, I might still be helping him. We don't know yet. We're not sure how that's going to work out. We're still kind of in the transition period here where we don't know what's going to happen. If I do anything for him, everything that he earns off that is his. I don't want anything from it or anything. And if I do a channel, I'll let you guys know. I'll let Rich know, and it'll be a different channel. It won't be a Philippine info channel, so I will not, be on there talking too much about, you know, Philippine stuff too much. I think it'll be like a channel just talking about life in general in Asia or something like that, and open it up to all kinds of subjects that we usually don't open it up to. Michael Ellis's third retirement for Steve. Yeah, military, civilian, and then YouTube retirement. Well, I never retired from the military. Um, Civilian, yes. Let's see. Richie Rich says working on details, music, Steve. That's the other thing is a lot of people don't know this, but I've I've always wanted to play guitar. I've always wanted to learn the harmonica most of all. I love the blues. I loved listening to harmonica blues when I was a kid and when I was older. I just thought the harmonica had this certain sound that I wanted to master, and I've actually learned to. I'm learning to master it pretty well already, and I've only been on there for like about 3 months, and I'm learning from this guy Luke in Hawaii, and he does great lessons on harmonica.com. I paid about $200. He does some online stuff on YouTube too, but it's best to just pay for the lessons and do them in order, you know. Rich says working on details, music. Steve, Ricky T, are there's still going to be the get-togethers at Texas Roadhouse? Yes, I will still notify people that are on my current list for get-togethers at Texas Roadhouse. We will still have groups. We will still have our group here. We still have our local group here. That's not disappearing. Simple as Ricky T. Steve can't give up Texas Roadhouse. No, that's one thing I won't give up. Um, Friedrich von Paulus. That must be. I know who that probably is. Michael L. Fourth career for Steve, musician. I don't know if it'll be a career. I just can't think. I'm just gonna, I want to kick around. Actually, I've been kicking around the house here, and I've been kind of jamming, learning the harmonica by playing along with songs and stuff like that. And it's a great way to learn. And you can get jams, harmonica jams, and they leave out the harmonica, and you fill in, and it's kind of cool. There's a lot going on. There's so much different stuff that they have now on the internet that if you want to learn an instrument, man, this it's really easy. It's not like it used to be. Jeeves Winston, life coaching for younger men would be right down your alley. I kind of did that already because I was a therapeutic mentor for kids that had Asperger's and autism. Jeeves Winston, red pill themes. Michael L. Friedrich, we are currently not a political channel per Steve. That's correct. Michael L. 2012 on the harmonica. Hey, that'd be a job to do. That's one of my favorite albums. When the levee break, yeah, when the levee breaks, you can play on harmonica, which is pretty cool. That's one of the ones I want to learn. I want to learn Whammer Jammer by the Jay Giles Band, and I'm practicing it, but it's a tough one to learn. It'll probably take me many months to learn. But some of the other ones took me literally, like Heart of Gold, probably took me about a day, and I had it down. Just the riffs. I learned how to play Heart of Gold, the song. Literally, once I learned the riffs, I learned the song probably in about 2 hours. I had the whole song down. It was really simple. And I was watching this girl, something Elmy, Almy, and she's really, really good at what she does. Jeeves Winston says, as a petty officer, I have offenders call police officer. I have offenders call me after they max out seeking advice or just talk. That the 20 or 30 so things are lost. Big time inventions. Can you get a notary and an apostle in the Philippines? USA, USA, SRB docs, any service available or not doable? Here's the thing. Okay, you're required to have your documents apostilled, but if you're in the Philippines, you can get them certified at the U.S. Embassy, and they will be accepted at the Philippine Retirement Authority. So you can get them certified at the U.S. Embassy. Okay, you have to make an appointment to get those done. John Babcock, I was thinking of staying in the military for 20 years, but cut it short after seeing how much I would be responsible for after NCO Academy. I'm not a person to be in charge of dozens of guys. Jeeves Winston, parole officer. Okay. Jeeves Winston, LOL. Yeah, I worked with kids as a therapeutic mentor for many, many years. Some of it I volunteered to do, and then some I worked with an agency, actually a couple of agencies, and I enjoyed doing it a lot. I liked working with Asperger's children, and I liked working with autistic children. Autistic kids and Asperger's kids, some of them can be really tough, but it can be very enjoyable. Elon Musk is Asperger's, and a lot of people don't know that. Asperger's used to fall under the autism spectrum. They took it off, and I'm not sure why, because it really does belong on in that spectrum. Ace Meths, greetings from Hampton Beach. There we go, Hampton Beach. I used to have some properties up there. There on O'Keefe Street. It was O'Keefe Street, I think it was, if I remember right. It was I'm trying to remember the name of the place that was right on the corner. It's a bunch of condos there. Maybe you remember, but it was on O'Keefe Street. But that was years ago. That was like about 20 years ago or something like that. Probably longer than that now. But I had 3 condos up there that I bought really, really cheap from these 2 people that were fighting, and I got a really good deal on them. Anyway, guys, we're up to about 70 people. Got 54 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. We got about another half an hour to go. So anybody else, let's get some more questions on here and some other stuff on here too. But let's see. Philip Macy. Hey, Steve, do you miss driving a car? No. No. I sometimes I do. I mean, sometimes I see a car I wish I could go driving, but I wouldn't want to drive around here. There's no way in hell I would want to go driving here. There's just not something that appeals to me. When I was over on Sikihor and I was traveling around in Sikihor and I was looking at the roads over there, I was saying, man, I could drive over here. because I would feel safe over there. I could even drive a motorcycle over there. Um, Richie Rich says, or a motorcycle. I would drive a motorcycle or a scooter over in Sikihor, no issue. I would definitely do that over there. Um, I'm still thinking about buying a van, and if I did buy the van, um, I would probably eventually leave it down there. And I'm thinking about doing something down there, but we're not quite sure yet what we're gonna do. See how how far are you from the girlfriend's clan? They live in the next barangay over, her family, and they come over here to visit every once in a while, and they're good people. And then she has family down in Sikihor too, and they're all good people. Nobody ever troubles me for anything, And that's one thing I can honestly give her family, that they're really decent people. Richie Rich driving here much different. BT says, Have you seen people in their late 40s and 50s that retired early? Yes, yes. I retired at 55 over here. So, and I've been here now for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years this March. Simple says, Michael L. I was just in Manila today on my bike. Richie Rich, yes, here too. Um, but to get back to what I was talking about, for you guys that think that the Philippines is terrible to drive, it depends on which island you're on. There's a lot of islands that don't get a lot of airplay, and it's nice that they don't because it keeps that area kind of secret and on the lowdown, and there's quite a few places like that. And when you go to these places, you're like, man, there's nothing here. The whole place is nothing. There's tons of land to build on, and there's nothing going on there. Um, Ace Mess says lots of new condos now, 350K now. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion by BT. I retired at 51 and came here, and I love it. Simple says if you drive here you cannot be passive. No. Richie Rich says Tracy's is crazy to drive. Yes, Tracy is the downtown area is just knucklehead. The whole it's just there's all knuckleheads down there driving. John Babcock, I have contacts in Sikihor, started as pen pals from Stars and Stripes paper back in the 80s. Kirk, speaking of dogs earlier, do pet owners find it easy to locate people to take care of your pets when you're on vacation? Yeah, people next door, they have a pet, and they they found a veterinarian that will care for their dog when they're gone. Let's see, Richie Rich, LOL. Sinfuls, Kirk, my family will care for our dog if needed. Jen Geo, Philippine Journey. Sorry, late coming on here. Been checking with relatives and friends in Florida that they got bad storm surge and Category 4 hurricane that blew through Asheville, North Carolina, and flooded Asheville and everything around there. And most of the area is all underwater now. That's all low-lying land, and it's going to take a while for that water to go down. They said. Kevin Hotford says, out of 7,600 islands in the Philippines, half are occupied. I heard yes, and probably the other half. Some of them are occupied too, but they're just there's not much going on as far as water or anything. So they're probably partially occupied. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. I am looking at Alfonso area for the future location. Tanza is too busy. Yeah, Tanza is very busy. Gen Geo, Philippine Journey, Florida, Anna Marie Island is destroyed. All islands are too. Michael L. Helene hit the southeast U.S. hard. I'm still explaining to sales why their advertisements did not play. Sinfuls, only about 2,000 islands are inhabited, and more than 5,000 are yet to be officially named. That's a lot of islands. I remember flying over. Um, I was down in Panay one time, and I remember flying around there. Our airplane had to go around a few times, and he was doing these. We couldn't land. He said for some reason because we had to stay in the air for an hour to burn off some fuel or something like that. There was something going on in the airport too. And we were supposed to land in Iloilo, and this is a long time ago. And I remember looking at some of the smaller islands down there, and it's pretty amazing, you know, that Most of those are uninhabited. Although some of them, they do go down there and they do take out timber. They go in there, they take out the timber, and I don't know if they replant or not here, but they should. I didn't see any replanted stuff there. And it was kind of sad seeing stripped down islands with nothing on them, you know. Philip Massey, are there any hidden secret places worth exploring on Luzon? Yes, there's a lot of places in Batangas, in the valleys over there, where you can drive. If you are willing to hike into forests that are pretty much rough jungle, you could do some really serious exploring in there. Some real secret gems, I'll bet you there is in there too. Um, let's see, Michael Johnson. Let's see, BT. Which area of the Philippines are you in? I'm just below Manila, about 20 miles. Okay. BT says which. Let's see. Gen Geo. Philippine journey. We'll be in Manila in June 2nd to the 6th, going to embassy at the VA. Is my wife allowed to come with me since I'm registered at the VA to let them know I'm here and hand them the CD disc, Bay Pines, Virginia? Yeah, she can go in. Absolutely. Um, it's best not to walk in there. They want you to make an appointment now. A lot of people don't know this because I've seen people. I actually had a guy ask me to take him over there, and I told him that they would not let him in, and he kept saying I was an officer and I was this and I was that, and they'll let me in because otherwise I'm going to make a scene. And the guy started making a scene, and he almost got kicked out of there. Um, but you should make an appointment because they won't take you in right away. At least they haven't been for the past few months. You know. Let's see, Michael Johnson, Music to Motion, see Tal Volcano. Tal Volcano is right near us. It's not that far. When Tal went off, we were getting a lot of dust over here and a lot of the electrical storms that went with it. Kevin Hofer, can you drive to Puerto Gallardo, Mindoro? You can go a lot of places here by ferry. Yes. Um, so yes, you can drive, but you need to use the boat to drive over there. Sinfuls, Kevin Hofer, yes, you can drive there, but you can take your vehicle via ferry from Batangas. Gen Geo Philippine Journey. I have an appointment. Miss Mary helped me with that on and November 7th. We were coming to see Mary for SRRB. Gen Geo, if you guys need a ride on that day or anything, just let me know and I'll book Roland for you. You can get me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com. We'll take you to Mary Rose. We'll take you to the bank. We will take you up to get your medical and stuff like that. And I don't charge if I go. If you want me to go with you, okay. Um, and if I don't go that day, Roland's really good at what he does. He just charges you for the ride. That's it. It's like 3,500 for the ride, and he stays with you for the day till everything is done. And he knows what to do. I have him trained real well. Richie Rich, Blacklist is real. John Babcock, would be nice to see some famous World War II battle areas. I understand in the Philippines, big history buff. What would be cool is to find some of these tunnels that they blew the entrance shut and dig them out and go in there. Because there must be a lot of those tunnels still around. Sinful Steven5975 at yahoo.com. If you guys don't want to write to me, if you want to get my phone number, you can get it that way too. John Babcock, I mean around TGE Philippines. TGE. Let me see. Let me go back up here. Gen Geo Philippine Journey. We are staying at Golden Phoenix Hotel. You know where that is? I've probably been there with Roland before. If you do need my help, ask me for my phone number at the Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and if you do want to use us, let me know. Sinful's beside that hotel, right? It's near Moa. I've probably been there. It sounds familiar. We've been to almost every hotel in Manila, picking people up for the SRRVs. John Babcock, two left thumbs typing. There we go. Um, let's see. We're almost to the end here. I'm going to be finishing up in about 5 or 10 minutes, guys. And I want to get this clear for the next 3 weeks. Okay, 3. We will still be doing live streams probably. unless something comes up or something like that, and you guys know how that is from, anybody that follows me knows that I'm not always on here. Um, but I promise you that I will try to at least do 2 of the next 3. And, Rich is gonna be switching probably at the end of the month, he says, and we'll see how that works out. Says Bama in the Philippines. Shout out from Das Marinas, Cavite. There we go. Um, and guys, also remember this Monday we have Texas Roadhouse dinner, Monday the 30th. Okay, at so September 30th, Monday at 1:30 p.m. I tell people try to get there around 1 if you can, because generally people are talking. We're gonna have somebody there also from the embassy also, and we have a lot of visitors coming this time. I think, from what I understand, because I'm not sure how many people are coming, but I know that a lot of people have checked in with me and said they're gonna go. So if you guys can go to Texas Roadhouse at the Evia Mall in Bacoor, check us out Monday the 30th at 1:30. Try to be there at 1 though. Okay. Let's see. And Sinful's got the Golden Phoenix on here. Richie Rich, October Halloween. There we go. Jen Geo, can I hand Mary Rose cash for my deposit to Commerce Bank? No. In the paperwork, I don't have checks. Unfortunately, no. So you'll have to wire that money. Okay. You'll have to talk to your bank back home, or you can have somebody else do it. A family member can do it from their account. It doesn't have to come from your account, Gen Geo. If you have questions with that, please call me, and I will answer you any night between 6 and 9:30. Just get my phone number by sending me an email, and I'll send you. Just hit me up for my phone number at the Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. Hello, Bama from Tanza, Cavite, myself. Sifels, Evia Lifestyle Center, 1:30 p.m. But actually like 1 p.m. That's correct. See, Kirk, I'll remember 3 weeks of live streams. October 23rd is the day I retire. There we go. So we do this almost every Saturday night, guys. For you guys that are new on here, we got a lot of new people on here. Gen Geo, Philippine. Okay, I bank with USAA, so they can wire the money. They're good about that, from what I heard. Now, Rich and I are not sure whether I can still do live streams on Saturdays. And if I can still do live streams on Saturdays, I'll still do it. I think it'd be fun for us guys because we have a lot of people that like to, check in on the live stream. So, I'm asking you guys if just check after the date that we switch over with Rich. It might have a transition period where neither one of us can really show anything on there for like a week or two, because there is a transition period in there, I think, where they have to do all the transition. I think it's like 8 days it takes or something like that. So there might be a period where you don't even hear from me or him or even see a channel on there. And then all of a sudden we pop up. If Rich will let me, and he's in charge of his channel, I'd still like to do live streams on there on Saturday night, and he gets the residuals from it too. So it's great for him. And I think it would help his channel being, a Asian info channel. I could still be doing the Philippine info. I would not be doing as much as usual. I'm probably not going to be doing 7 days a week of phone calls every night. I think I'm going to be doing probably basically Friday and Saturday nights or something like that. We'll see what happens. Gen Geo Philippines journey. Yes, I wired from USAA with no issues to here. You cannot use Western Union. Okay, Richie Rich says 2 weeks. So there is a transition. Philip Massey, who's taking over your channel? Rich is. Rich is going to be taking it over. He's on here right now under Richie Rich, and he was on the channel before. You guys probably remember. And I just asked you to give Rich a chance because Rich is new. He did pretty good, and he was getting his own following on here, and people asked about him after he left. And I think now that he's up in Thailand, he's going to have a lot of different stuff that he can do stuff on, and he does beautiful photography. So hopefully he does a lot of that on there. I think that will help his channel also. Sinful says he was rich in the Philippines. Wendy Toll, when will you be changing hands? At the end of the month. okay? But it's gonna take about 2 weeks from the time we start doing the change, so we think it's gonna, during that time, there's not much we can do. End of October. So I'm glad Rich is on here tonight because he can kind of fill us in. That's when he wants to do the change. We're gonna do like a a drill. We're gonna go through all this stuff because there's things you have to do to change the channel over. Let's see. Philip Massey says, "Okay, cool. I also liked his content. Thanks, Philip." Um, and Rich does have his own following, and I don't want you people to give up on me because I'm not sure. It might take us a while to get things figured out to where I can make contributions to the channel for him. And we're hoping that we can do that because I still want to do some of the SRV stuff and get that information out there to help Mary Rose and to help Roland keep on going because that helps their income stream. Because Mary Rose gets paid by the PRA for each person she helps, and Roland gets paid for taking people up there. And I don't want them to, fall through the cracks and not have a job. Um, and I feel kind of bad for them if that does happen. So we're hoping that we can still keep everybody rolling along, and we can still keep helping SRRV people that want retirement visas for free. Because, but now most people out there have to follow the guidelines for that. And thank God that they do. They can no longer charge people. But some people are saying that they want tips, but you have no choice but to give the tip. So it's like, you have to tip like $400 or something like that, and they're trying to get around the payment issue by saying, well, we demand a $400 tip at the end, um, and a tip is a tip. You give it on from your own heart. You know what I mean? But these other people out there are asking. There are people out there asking for tips, and that's something you just don't do. I think that's wrong. But you know Mary Rose never asked for a nickel, and neither has Thelma. If you want to give a tip at the end, that's up to you. They get money from the PRA. Actually, all these people do. They get $500 from the PRA for helping if they're accredited marketer. So, um, see, Richie Rich says I can make the other lives make the other live streams. Wendy told I will be in Angeles City on November 1st and Boracay November 7th. Richie Rich, enjoy, Wendy. Sinful says requiring a tip is still a form of required payment. Uh, they will get themselves in trouble still. Yes, Richie Rich, we may do Zoom chats with both Steve and I. That'd be cool, Rich. I never thought of that. I think that would actually be great if we could do something like that, maybe once or twice a week or a month or what have you. Like I said, I'm more than game to help that channel be a success, and I really want to, like I said, I really want to keep people going and gainfully employed here that we've helped for so long. Because shutting down the channel would be a no go for me because it would put people out of work, and I want to keep the Filipinos still working, and hopefully that continues. So I do like that idea that Rich just brought up there about the about Zoom chats. I'll have to set that up and see how that works. Um, Wendy told, thank you, Richie Rich. Yes. So I'm going to call it quits here now, guys. We're at about an hour and 23 minutes, and we will try to be on next week, guys. And I want to thank Rich for being on here tonight, and Sinfuls and Michael on here for doing the moderation tonight. And we did need moderators on here tonight for sure, even though it wasn't really anything big, but they could have caused problems on here, which they usually do. Michael Johnson says, take care, everyone. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And Rich, I'll be in contact with you soon. And I thank you for being on here tonight because that really helped out because I think it soothed a lot of nerves by you being on here. Richie Rich says, then grow a full beard. No, I won't grow a full beard. I promise. You know? Philip Massey says, peace out, Steve and Rich and everyone. Richie Rich, yes. And for most people that are afraid of this change, let me just say this before I leave, is this. I would not be afraid of the change because I think this is going to be a really cool change for Rich and for me both, because it's going to give me peace It's going to give Rich something, a source of income. Um, it's income that you know that really helps a lot, and no matter what you're doing, and also, you know, it's something that I don't need right now that bad. I can survive without that money or with it. I used it to buy these here, a lot of them. Most of my money from the channel went into buying harmonicas and guitars and stuff and fun things. So, and I used it just for that. Anyway, um, will it be a new channel name? Yes. And if you're already subscribed, guys, remember, you'll still you'll just switch over and it'll be the Asian info channel. And like I said, I'm hoping that Rich can find the same symbol that I had for the Philippine info channel. And if he can find that and put the Asian info channel in it, it'll look the same, or at least have the same colors or what have you. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, and we will see you probably next week, next Saturday at the same time. God bless, guys. So he just said, Rich just said Asia info channel. So it'll change to that. God bless, guys. Take care. Let's see. Wait a second, Frank. All of this is. I see that you had some cosmetic work done to your face. Was it expensive? Where did you have it done? No, no cosmetic work done here. All right, take care, guys. God bless.